And ladies and gentlemen, we are live coming at you here with the second round of the Collective Summer Cup. Odin's Finest versus Miracle. I am Diamondback. With me today is Zimmer. How you doing, Zim?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice. Always good to have a match on Coastline for our second match. As everyone in the lobby has readied up, we are going to jump right on into it. So Zim, the pick ban medal on Coastline has been a little wonky these days. What are you expecting to see out of these two teams during this phase?
Well, I'm kind of expecting to see like kind of a generic type thing, you know, Echo, Blitz, stuff like that. Stuff to mainly on defense, just to stop the plant. Offense, kind of stop like a hard rush. I know these teams seem to be kind of aggressive sometimes, so a rush operator like I was thinking get banned, or maybe Blitz may get banned out.
Definitely. And we do see the Finka being banned almost immediately. And the Jackal going out as well. That is a lot of roaming presence for for the defense. I mean, excuse me.
A lot of roam clear capabilities are being kind of shut down right now, so I expect a strong kind of defense from Odin's Finest here.
I would agree. And we have the Echo going down. We have the Valkyrie going down. The Black Eye Cams taken off the board so strong on the runouts, especially onto that VIP balcony and on the big windows of Penthouse.
So we're gonna get started here. Probably should start this a little later to see who's gonna be picked and which site they're gonna be playing. So I'm gonna see in a bar, blue bar.
It's at bars. We are going to Blue and Sunrise.
A little unorthodox here, unlike what I said earlier, a little generic. So excited to see what Odin's Finest has up their sleeve here. Obviously, there's going to be possibly 6 picked out. Okay, for the castle, I do get that there are some like the window and blue bar that needs to be taken out, or that needs to be heavily guarded at all times. So rotates in between sites are okay. So I like the castle pick here. I wish they probably would have kept the mirror, but we'll see what they have up their sleeve here.
Definitely. And we also have a Kavera coming out from Ragnar, the IGL of Odin's Finest. Just gonna be a lot of hard roam here, and especially with the Jackal banned. I'm not sure if the Kavera is the best pick, but then again, when we talk about Kavera in this league or in competitive Rainbow Six in general, we always just kind of say, oh, I don't know if Kavera is the best pick here. Probably because you can always bring a roamer with more capabilities or more utility, I'd say. But you never know. Even with the Jackal out, the interrogations, if Ragnar can pull it off, will be devastating for that attack.
Yeah, having the Jackal out here is really bad for them. Javier is a really good silent player, and if you do need someone to deep roam, which I believe she's doing here, I believe she is the perfect op for it. Ragnar is a very capable player, so I expect him to be okay on his own, including the visual shower roaming here on top of the site. I feel like if they have a good lockdown of upstairs, then it's going to be really hard to push the bar, at least Sunrise bar.
Definitely agreed. That second floor and that vertical play is so crucial on a map like Coastline that does require you to roam effectively or play off-site a little bit, at least on the defenses. Those shots coming out onto a drone from Sifix as he will retreat back into Aquas, and shots raining down from Miracle out of the hookah. But it looks like Sifix will retreat, and the engagement has been... Oh, and Glitzy will move up through the luggage hallway and take him out anyways. So the roam is starting to go down, but we're already a minute and a half into the round.
So yeah, not looking good here for Odin's Finest at the bat, but the Caviar with a refrag, something even with a 4v4. with a little more than 130 to go. Twitch gonna peek the corner and take down Ragnar. So the roam game from Odin's Finest is gone, and we still have over a minute left. Twitch, really good roam clear here. We weren't sure how it would work without the Jackal, but it seemed to work just fine for Miracle. They're not gonna be heading down Cool Vibe stairs, just gonna hold an angle. Not gonna really see anybody, but gonna go up top. Sunrise bar. See what he finds here. He's gonna try and take the shots onto a ping from his teammate, but we do see someone still playing Office Odin.
C4 coming out from the mute. That's a huge plant denial tool off the board as Joker will take out Raven and Craig. And it looks like the rush for the site is on. Joker's shots onto the castle, taken down. Relevant with a refrag on a Joker. Relevant with 2, but he's in a 1v2 situation. He gets the 3rd, and now he's looking for the final kill. Can he get this 4K to clutch the round? 30 seconds left, peeking out from the Sunrise bar over towards the kitchen, and he's in such a big power play with 2 stim pistol shots left on the board, and it's just a Thermite of Camp who will retreat all the way to that courtyard and attempt to get a different angle on the dock. But they do have the diffuser, but there's only 20 seconds left, and it's looking desperate for Miracle here, as it looks like there will be an attempt to push through the rotation hole, and Relevant reads it perfectly. And Odin's Finest, the first round of this second round Summer Cup match on the board, thanks to the strong anchoring of Relevant.
Really good round there from Odin's Finest, but at the end of the day, Miracle just couldn't find a way. It was a 1v4. I mean, the throw that you just saw from Miracle should never happen. Even if, like, I'm baffled. I have no words.
It seems like they kind of stacked up, and maybe they saw the 1v4 with a lot of time left on the clock, and maybe got a little bit too antsy. Started peeking some angles they maybe should not have peeked, and honestly, it was great shots from Relevant. He lined him up and put him down with the dock, didn't take a sliver of damage, and I believe all 4 kills were headshots. And I mean, again, if you're Miracle, you got to be kicking yourself, but it's still great play from Odin's Finest.
I mean, Miracle can look back at that round and say, hey, we had that, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but it's the small things in this game that really win the rounds. And the small thing is that don't be aggressive in 1v4, just close out the round real quick, plant the diffuser, make the defense switch to offense real quick, and just win the round just off of diffuser, and you just your team just holding smart angles. And they just didn't seem to want to do that there. So, like you said, kicking themselves in the foot, but they're shooting themselves in the foot. But I expect to never see that again from Miracle in this game, at least. But we'll see.
Definitely, and we are heading down to the kitchen and the service entrance on our second defensive round for Odin's Finest, as they will bring out that Mira. Mira so strong in the kitchen service defense, as she can get that C4 play and just getting the information onto the players attempting to quick plant onto the service entrance, and if needed, be able to peel off onto that kitchen window.
So it doesn't seem
maybe
like
some early aggression here coming out from Fox, as the 2 players will just narrowly miss each other. The sound cue's just not picked up for each, or maybe, I believe that was Relevant, potentially not attempting to go for the run out, as he will try, maybe challenge this bathroom drop. He doesn't. He looks like he is backing off, maybe choosing to take the gunfight over using the nitro sensor early in the round, but he is going to get droned out. The Twitch drone has been shot. Relevant still just holding this angle here in the bathroom, as we see Ragnar rotating through the blue bar. Cific's just hanging out in the billiards room. And so far, the roam clear, a little bit more tedious, even though the aggressive style worked out for them well last round.
I'm going to eat my words here. Odin's Finest is going to be just as aggressive, if not more aggressive, with their defensive round than last round. Pulse is going to peek out to the Twitch and finally get the kill, but the refrag really quickly. Ash going to try to go through billiards, not going to find anybody. The Ella rotated out of there. Earlier, Ash is going to try and move through luggage. The room clear seems to be picking up for Miracle here, but still a 4v4 with just over a minute left. Ella's going to be playing in CCTV. Lucy's going to be playing in Blue Bar. The shallow room is now coming back to Odin's Finest, and you see them kind of making their way back inside. And it doesn't look like it, but once a minute, 45 seconds, 30 seconds comes in, they're going to be much closer to the site.
I'd agree. We see Civics will get the kill onto Glamour. A lot of damage onto Raven through the ceiling. Joker with the frag onto Eric. And we still have a very, very close round. Fox with the frag on the Civics. And this could be the round for Miracle, as they still have 3 players with almost full HP. Ragnar will take down Joker, though, an excellent refrag into a 2v2. We have a lot of damage onto the mute, but Ragnar, just so many goos outside of the kitchen door. It's a swamp of goo out there. Anyone coming through there is going to take, I mean, 60, 50? How much damage? It's going to take half their health.
Too much damage, a lot of damage, not too much manageable damage. Capital's going to try to move into those 2 servers. Mute will probably hear him, opening up the door all the way. Looks like there's going to be a plant coming in a second. He misses the first smoke, I believe, but I think that was a bait. The Nomad going down. And C4, I believe. And now 0 seconds left, and Odin Finest will close out the round here without giving Miracle a chance to even defuse. Better round
Solid
there from Odin's Finest. They held down the side a lot better. Go ahead.
I mean, I'd agree. It was a better round from both teams. That one seemed very close. I really like that bait. I really like the bait with the Capital smoke bolts on the front of the service entrance.
Yeah, try to get the C4 out of the way. And he does have plenty of smoke, so if he wants to, you know, try to actually go for the plant after the first smoke, he's gonna have the utility to do it. Nomad wasn't really there with him with the plant, but I did see that the Capital did try to rotate over to her before she died. But in the end, the plant just couldn't come down with the Legion and Mute. So.
And it's hard to plan against those 2 operators. You have a C4 on the board, you have goo mines all over the place. In that case, all the goo mines just hanging out outside in that little outside kitchen hallway, as we are going to head back up to Hookah Billiards. A little bit of a standard take for both teams, except for we will see Auric stick on this Mira. Now, Mira, not an operator that is traditionally played in this site, but there have been some very interesting hallway holds onto that hookah spot where you place the Mira on that one reinforcement that Eric, sorry, not sure how to pronounce that, already up. Looks like he will place it into that cheeky little spot. And Odin's Finest, bringing us a strategy that we don't see very often.
But the one thing that I think is very crucial for Odin's Finest here is to hold the cool vibes stairs and to hold the rotate from VIP. If you can hold those, that means you can hold the mirror, and that means you can hold the site really well. Billiards isn't going to be that big of a problem. We all know the default plant, and if Odin's Finest plays it right, like a flank from one of their roaming operators, then site hold is not going to be difficult this round, like it has been the last couple.
Definitely, and we're going to take a peek at the scoreboard here. It does look like relevant with 5-0-1 top fragging for Odin's Finest. We do have Joker sitting at 2-1-2, top scoring and top fragging for his team on that Ash. Some solid play coming out for both, but for so far, it has been relevant, who from that dock anchor position with a 4K in the first round has been holding it down in terms of the killed to deaths.
Didn't look like relevant, didn't it? Looks like he didn't get the memo on where to put the OF, but we don't have to talk about that. They're gonna be peeking into bathroom, trying to find the head of the Ash, but she's not gonna be wanting to peek it anytime soon.
Joker taking out relevant on that Jaeger. That's not a lot of utility off the board, and that's nearly a minute and a half wasted from that roamer. Solid play, but still, you'd have liked to see him get at least a couple of shots onto that Ash, but still, Civics will take down Glitzy. That is the visual getting involved all the way from the kitchen. Solid play on the roam, still from Odin's Finest, who are just throttling Miracle at some of these entrance points into the map.
Really giving them a choke point to where Odin's Finest getting these kills isn't seeming to be too difficult. Just over a minute remains, and the roam clear has been sort of successful, but overall it's just not where it needs to be. The Twitch gonna be taken out by the Legion. Less than a minute here to go. Mira's still holding down, looking into Hookah. I believe yeah, no. Okay. Riddle's gonna try and make his way downstairs on a late flank. If he's gonna want to do that, he's gotta make it quick. Gonna rotate through CCTV. Gonna try to make his way up to the main stairs. A lot of people playing near his. Actually, no, not a lot of people playing near his position at the moment. Miracle is kind of in disarray at the moment. They don't know where they want to plant exactly. With 20 seconds left, it's gonna have to come down really quickly until Miracle is gonna hide up here. Don't have a plant spot with 10 seconds left. It's looking really bad for Miracle. With a really good kill on the flank. The shotgun gonna take it back to even. Both on Cool Vibes stairs, and the plant is still gonna go down, but they're not gonna
potentially a little bit of pick off it. Ragnar with 1 HP. Fox with the knife, and Fox potentially could clutch this out too. The plant was going down as the timer was going off, and he looks like he's just going to retreat to Hookah Balcony. He has no more fire bolts. There are 2 smoke bolts, and that's not going to help you in this situation. The slow peek coming out from the mute, this could spell doom for Odin's Finest, and Miracle could take their first round. Now, Fox is still going to be very patient playing this angle on the Hookah, get some shots onto the Mute, who does manage to make it behind the Mira. He's in a good position, but you still have to defuse that bomb. He has crossed, and Fox might not know that he's here. The defuse comes out from Raven, and he is off it now, and it does look like that it has just been clutched by Fox no matter what happens. He will get the final kill, but just making Raven flinch for that split second earns Miracle their first attacking round.
Really cheeky play coming there from Fox. He decided to go to his secondary, even though his primary had 24 bullets left. So, going in there, not really having too much of a chance to stop that defuse from the Mute, which did have a shotgun out, but he came out on top with the crouch at the last second. So, really good play there from Fox. The plant denial from Odin's Finest should have been relatively easy from them, especially when I'm sorry, I gotta go for a second.
Understandable. In the plant denial, what we do want to highlight also is Camp played so excellently there in the middle of that hallway on the Thermite, getting 2 very, frankly, impactful frags in a 3v4 situation to push it in a 3v2 in Miracle's favor, and they were just barely able to get that plant down. A really solid play for them as we are heading to Penthouse Theater. Now, this is a spot where you can definitely play, where you can get these mirrors and kind of set up from theater looking into Penthouse, and it's a very viable strategy. We'll see Relevant bringing out the Bandit. That is a strong operator for him, as he is shown to be so strong on these dragon style operators. This might be a bit of a struggle of a round for Miracle, as they have not brought a Thatcher. He's not on the board. And the Twitch drone has seemingly, from what we have seen here, struggled to get anything done in terms of denial onto the utility of the defense. Jaeger still with a little bit of a really early run on Cific's going to just be hanging out on that VIP balcony. Right outside there, will run back inside, gives away his position a little bit with a very quick rotate through the courtyard into peeking to the Sunrise and Blue Bar. There's a little bit of a bait coming out, attempting to bait these guys into this specific area. Relevant still roaming out by the billiards room, just trying to peek into Hookah. Might have missed that player right there. Some shots do ring out, but none will connect so far. Very light chip damage onto the Zofia of Glamour, who is back on the drone, attempting to push this Bandit back. Joker electing with a G36C on that. Ash still peeking in, still playing excellently. He had a really good round, but Relevant will take him out from the backside, and the Twitch can't cut him down. Relevant still has about 40 HP. This is peekable for him. It's gonna be tough to peek into the the F2, but it's still doable. Civics will take off Glamour off the screen, and we will have Fox with the refrag onto Raven.
Really good round coming in here from Odin's Finest really quickly. The the roam clear from Miracle is just not there, and the flank watch, even from the window, was just like was so important, and it's just the basic things that weren't covered again. Jaeger will go down finally, so the roam clear will be able to take out the Jaeger, but there is a bandit, which I believe did rotate back to site. So it's a 3v3 with a little over a minute left. Plant denial here is very strong, even though Venom does not have C4. He's just going to be playing in the 90 hallway, looking for anybody to rotate around. One more kill from Miracle will make it 3v2 in favor of them. Plant may go down here in a second, but with less than a minute left, they're going to have to do it really quickly. Bandit with another kill into the hallway. They're not trying to get the master bedroom wall open and not get it in time. Relevant with another kill. One. Makes it 2v1, 50 seconds left. 1v1 now. Excuse me. So the capped out will hit some of his shots, but will get lit up in the process. The window may not get the kill. Oh, Relevant.
We're down to pistols and the run out. Oh, the run out from Relevant. He's playing so aggressive and he gets the frag. What a play. That's a 4K for Relevant again, who is just absolutely going bananas on this Miracle team. Playing so aggressively on these roaming and even on his anchoring setups. Solid play coming out from Odin's finest, who are just putting on a clinic on how to roam on coastline.
Maybe not all of Odin's finest, but Relevant there really clutched their round there. It was a 2v3 in favor of Miracle, and they still weren't able to pull it out. That's 2 rounds. This match that Miracle should statistically won the round, but at the end they just threw it away and gave it to Odin's finest. So what you see on the scoreboard really doesn't reflect the entire game, but the small, like I said earlier, the small things from Miracle really screwing them over and giving the rounds to Odin's finest. Also, Relevant is doing really good, so good for him. Hard to stop what he just did.
Relevant top fragging at 9-1-2, Fox at 5-0-2, who's been playing mostly on that Capita, which has been so strong. Camps had a solid game as well, really impactful frags, and it's just been a really tight one in just about every way, shape, and form. Like, yeah, I think you're very correct in saying that Miracle definitely a chance to win these 2 rounds. Relevant has had to go absolutely ballistic to keep this at a 3-1. In all reality, this should at least be 2-2. But still, Miracle playing really strong to get themselves in these situations. They're kind of losing the early game, that first minute of the round, but they're winning the mid game very well. When they can get Camp involved in some of that roam clear, they have been so strong at taking out those roamers and getting themselves in power positions. They just haven't been able to finish out the clutches with numbers.
What I've seen so far is that, what I've analyzed at least, is that Miracle is getting the frags early in the round, but once they get that man lead, they're kind of throwing it, and they're kind of getting a little excited, like, okay, we can do this, do that, but then at the end of the day, they don't cover their flanks. And like what Relevant just showed, the flank watch is so important, and it's just not been shown to the Miracle here quite yet.
Definitely, we do see Joker on top of this hookah balcony attempting to poke down. Site is Kitchen Service, just attempting to get some of this roaming game that has been so devastating out of the way. Pacific still on that dock, just hanging out, peeking into that kitchen window, trying to find the angle onto anything. And Odin's finest doing such a good job of denying VIP and denying any vertical play. Their roamers are taking the pressure off of their anchors so unbelievably well. Look at the Legion come up to support Relevant in that push. If you're new to Rainbow Six Siege and you don't understand what people mean by roaming, watch this. This is how to do it. Look at Relevant right there. He's holding angles. He's denying area. They are keeping their anchors safe and sound. Their dock has gone down, but I mean, he went down to an angle that I'm pretty sure was outside. I believe he went down in kitchen, and it went from outside of kitchen, the kitchen window. It's a little bit tough for you to roam out there. So far, Odin's finest just doing an incredible job on this roam. Raven with the fadeaway C4 on the Joker, and it's all falling apart for Miracle on Kitchen Service.
Just go be that mute jammer, but Yeah, really good roaming here from Odin's Finest, which I really believe at the end of the day is winning them this game. We're gonna see the Legion still playing in the bar, gonna be looking out in the courtyard. Gonna make sure he's gonna cover his rotates with the Legion mines. Gonna be putting a lot of Legion mines into the service entrance from the bar area, like he did the other round. 2v4 here, in fact. So it's looking really good for Odin's Finds to take their 4th round of this match. Capital gonna be playing in the same place, maybe try to bait out the smoke with a C4 from the mirror, or maybe OF Ragnar could rotate back and use his impacts. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna do anything because the plant protection from Miracle just isn't there. I'm confused on how this plant is going down, and finally it stopped. So the 4th round being taken by Odin's Finest. Eric with the 2K to end the round there. Really good shot.
Agreed, and that plant play was just, I mean, it's just desperation. I mean, you got 10 seconds left to plant. I mean, what else can you do? What are, realistically, what are your options except for just to, like, run into the match? At that point, there's nothing really strategical that you can think of that they could do better, except for play better earlier in the round. And just as we talked about earlier, that mid-round, Odin's Finest completely flipped that narrative on its head, and they won the mid-round very, very decisively. Relevant getting a 2K on that Jaeger onto the Twitch, and once again, Miracle just really struggling to shut down some of the fragging of Odin's Finest. Relevant is now up to an 11-2. That is just, I mean, that's what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, if you want to win a game, just get Relevant there. I mean, yeah,
absolutely gunning.
Like we saw last round with Jaeger and the defense office, the support play from the roamers onto each other is looking really good. And I know there hasn't been a lot of situations where the roamers have been needing to have support, but the refrag potential that's coming out from Odin's Finest is really looking good right now. And their defensive holds are just on point. And I expect them to win this round again, even though...
Definitely, and this is the last round of the half, and if Odin's Finest can take this into 5-1, I'm struggling to see how they lose that overall. And if I'm Miracle, I'm thinking I need something before I go down 5-1, and it might be just missed opportunities for Miracle. They've definitely had their chances. They've had their frags. They've played well. Just the scoreboard hasn't really reflected it yet.
Yeah, I mean, they played well. They've, on the big plays in the early round, they've been looking really good, and it's been looking like they may take a round here and there, but at the end of the day, the mid-round and the late game is where Odin's Finest is really taking the round away from Miracle. And I'd expect to see Miracle try to switch it up with a nade going into Aqua, not gonna really take the life of anybody. So maybe a waste there. We're gonna see Relevant roaming near the bedroom. Once again, gonna sit in 90 Hall. He had a really strong hold there last time on the Bandit where he clutched. It's that Capital, but I mean, one thing I'm not a fan of is that the mirror has to watch so many angles. You see her having to watch Hookah upstairs onto the balcony and down Cool Vibes. If I was not Relevant, if I was OF, I try to put an operator on her flank so she doesn't have to worry so much about it, and she can just watch for plant denial, because at the end of the day, that's what Mirror is. She's a plant denial operator. And see, she didn't even realize that someone's coming up Cool Vibes. And now she's kind of been lit up. Missed shots from the Thatcher, obviously, but the Mirror needs help, and she's not getting it right now.
Definitely.
Watch for the
it's
push.
A little bit of a tough. It's a tough spot to defend that Cool Vibe stairs, that Mirror play, which is why oftentimes you don't see that. It's a little bit of north. Sifix with a frag and a glitzy, and we are in that all too familiar 2v4 scenario. Sifix will take down Fox, and all of a sudden, Odin's Finest have completely shut down the push. I believe the Buck is the last operator, and he is just out. Look at that pick, will miss the shots onto the Vigil of Sifix. Joker potentially with the frag here, and no, it is Sifix to close it out. And that is the defending half. Odin's finest. Just completely and totally sending Miracle to Valhalla in that round at the very least.
If OF is going to play on offense like they just did on defense, then I see an easy 7-1 victory here from Odin's finest, but we'll have to see how differently Miracle plays on defense, because Coastline is a very, I don't know what the word is, maybe agile map, to where if you do switch sides, it can really decide the round, or the game at least. But we'll have to see what Miracle does here. Maybe they'll have some strats up their sleeve that we haven't really seen before.
Definitely, we will see the 6th pick off the Kaid onto the Legion for Glamour, getting that T5 SMG and the Goo Mines back on the board for the defense. We are going to see Camp go with the Maestro. That's a strat that we did not see from Odin's finest. Now, those Maestro Evil Eyes can be so crucial, especially in smoke plants, as they can see through smoke. If you get a couple of those into hookah or potentially into billiards in front of that default spot where just everybody plants close to the pool table or the bomb, it can be very devastating in shutting down the castle being brought from the box as well. And man, in terms of like an operator standpoint, this is a really strong setup for Miracle, even though the Twitch drones and the Thatcher grenades are still on the board. So there's a lot that can take out those Evil Eyes, but still, they're going to have to get there, and they're going to have to be in a position to take them out, which will mean exposing yourself to the defense. I really like Miracle's lineup, even though it seems like there's a lot that could deal with those Evil Eyes. Let's see if Fox can get this last little sneaky castle barricade on the wall. Like any shot he can, rotating back into the billiards to see where they decide to play that castle in the UMP-45, as it looks like there's a lot of early pressure coming out from Odin's finest, who are already just swarming the hookah balcony and big window.
Drone activated.
One thing I'm going to hope to see here from Miracle is have as many people for plant defuse as possible. Play really conservative here, because you are down 6-1 and this you are down 5. So play really conservative here and have as many people for plant now, and have as many people at the last 30 seconds as possible, just to counter the aggressiveness that you see from Odin's finest.
Talking about conservative, that's definitely not a conservative place to play your castle. Right there inside of hookah with so many angles to peek, and he is being flashed, he's being naded. There's probably going to be a breach charge thrown at him here in a second if they can't dig him out in the next 30 seconds. We will see the Twitch go down. Glitzy on the roam with the Bandit, a nice play from him, and once again, the roam presence has been the story of this round. Who can clear it? Can they clear it faster? Which operators die on the roam? As it does look like Glitzy is going to run out. A lot of damage going out. That is the Thatcher and the Ash tagged up, but no kills. But still, Glitzy being able to put a lot of pressure on from that VIP balcony is going to be huge for the defense moving forward. There are still... Oh, wait. I spoke too soon. There are no C4s on the board, so it's going to be all on the Maestro cams, as we will see Camp just playing the support, playing in the hallway, just peeking that hookah door a little bit. It just looks like he's going to take a little bit of chip damage. Not too much. That Thatcher and that Ash still hanging out on the top of that hookah balcony. And with a minute left in the round, we've slowed to a snail's pace.
One thing that from that Bandit run out earlier from VIP is that he did not get any kills from it, but if you saw, Thatcher was watching for that angle once again, so that right there really sold the rush there, or not necessarily rush, the offensive push that you saw from OF, but two kills from Odin's finest and another from Glitzy. Gonna get the C4, may try to, or get the Claymore, try to maybe have another really aggressive play here. We'll have to see with only 30 seconds left. He does run out of game.
Here he goes!
Ooh, another one possibly?
That's two. And a quad kill for Glitzy. He's going for the ace, but he will go down to Ragnar. We already know if we get to 2 Odin's Finest players get picks with 3 seconds left. Ragnar has to plant the bomb. And all the castle has to do is pressure him. 3 seconds left. Can the castle get there in time? The knife will come out from Fox, and Ragnar is down. And just not enough time on the board for Odin's Finest. But a heroic effort from Glitzy on that bandit, running all the way out from that sunrise entrance onto the hookah balcony. A masterful flank and great patience coming out from that roamer. 4K for Glitzy. Solid effort.
Something that I've seen so far, the silent story of this entire match is the flank watch. There really is not. There was a claymore there where Glitzy ran out, but at the end of the day, they didn't hear him shoot that claymore, and when they were trying to go for the plant, he was there right behind them to stop that. And with the 2K running out there, you know, maybe I may get the 1K, but the refrags that Odin's Finest needed there, they just didn't ever happen. And so that's what really stalled out Odin's Finest there, and that's what won them the round, in my opinion.
Definitely. And solid play coming out from both teams. Miracle put their 2nd round on the board, and so far it's looking like a defender-sided coastline, as neither team can gets really any foothold on Miracle's first defense. We will head back down to kitchen service. A little bit of more of the same coming out. The difference between these two attacks is that Odin's Finest seems more content to run the Thatcher over the Twitch. We did see the IQ come out, and I don't think that's necessarily the wrong decision. IQ deals with the Goo Mines so well, but with Thatcher, you can just kind of throw a EMP grenade in and just rush the site. If he and the Capital are alive, the plant, and they still have utility, the plant push will still be alive. Maybe a little bit of aggression coming out here from Glamour as he is playing this dock, and he is in the sunrise, maybe going for a little bit of a spawn peek, potentially, or at the very least, just a little bit of information as to where Odin's Finest are going to be coming from.
One thing that I've seen is kind of popular is the deep roam from both teams. We see the Jaeger in the bathroom, and Legion sitting in the 90 hall, probably just going to use his Legion mines to put on each side of the hallway just to kind of bait the offense into just being caught out in the open. You know, if someone does step in a Legion mine in the hallway, and they're now going to be very slow, so it may be pretty easy for the Legion to get a pick there. But we're still going to see the dock and sunrise, just going to maybe mainly for information gathering. But sunrise is a popular place to push service. If you're not trying to go for the default, or I should say kitchen, if you're not trying to go for the default plant in service, which I believe may come out from Odin's Finest here, but Doc will get droned out. Gonna try to peek the windows, trying to go for a cheeky kill, but Odin's Finest is not gonna give it to him. With 140 to remain, Nomad gonna be coming out from the main lobby. So this is a main lobby push. Finally, what I've been seeing is a little flank watch coming out from Odin's Finest here. And my screen has frozen up, so I cannot see the game anymore.
Unfortunate. I'll get you through this round from here. It does look like Camp. 2 massive frags. Odin's Finest managing to get that wall open. Sifix and Relevant refrag, though. And Relevant with a double kill, and it is just Camp on the Maestro, sitting alone in the bathroom, watching that long angle, the kitchen, fire arrows coming out all around him. And it's not looking good for Miracle, as Sifix will end up taking him down. And that is yet another round for Odin's Finest on the board.
So one thing I did kind of see what's it called? The pinch from Odin's Finest there looked really good, and that's what kind of closed out the round for them. Once they got control of kitchen, it was really easy for Odin's Finest to close out the round there and pinch the Maestro all the way into bathroom. Once he got pushed all the way into bathroom, I feel like the round was over then and there.
Definitely. And I'd like to see a little bit more aggression coming out from Miracle. I mean, Coastline is a map where, you know, fortune favors the bold. The Doc maybe hung out in Sunrise a little bit too long, potentially could have pushed that very, very long hallway, maybe gotten a pick onto the Thermite, as it did look like Odin's Finest took a little bit of time to get that wall open. I just think that they can't be so stuck in their ways, and they have to just go out and make plays. Like, they are on match point. They were down 2v5, but that ultimately can't matter. You have to play every single round like it's 0-0. Otherwise, you'll just be stuck. You'll be frozen in terror and not be able to do anything. And so maybe that's the answer for Miracle, is to just calm down. Play like it's 0-0. Play like it's 1-1.
Don't play like it's even. Don't worry about the substantial lead that Odin's Finest has right now.
Definitely. Because they can do this. They played very, very well, and this is not a scoreline indicative of how a lot of these rounds have done. Odin's Finest just with the edge in clutch situations, I would say. Especially Relevant, as we're going to take a quick peek at the scoreboard as some of these attacks have been slow coming out. Look at Relevant. 14, 2, and 3. Just an unbelievable stat line for a guy who has mostly played like Bandit, Jaeger, Capital. He was on the Thatcher last round. Man, just really strong play coming out from Relevant. Top fragging the match. Top frag on Miracle is Litzy at 7, 1, and 8, and there is not there is one member of Miracle that is positive. That is Fox at 6, 1, and 5. And it just hasn't really worked out for him yet. They just haven't been able to shut down Relevant, and maybe they have it there. But no, Relevant's gonna get 2 somehow. He will take out Glitzy and Joker as they both peek him. And now the Capital is in. He's in Aqua, he's pushing luggage, and now you're down 3v5. I don't want to say a mistake. You want to get aggressive on this, but just that aggression not really working out in the gunfight. We've got Relevant 16 kills on the match.
Bandit's gonna be trapped in the 90 hallway. Somehow make it out though. The flanking gonna come too early there from Relevant, but it doesn't matter. I don't know what that was from the Thermite there, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna get the wall open either way. 2v4 here, 2v3 here now. 2v4, I was right the first time. Now coming out from OF, looking like a really good round for them to close right here now. Just over 1 minute left. The Capital bolts from Relevant may come out here in a second, but he's going to try and push up. Push closer to sight, try to get a better line of view. First one coming out here. Second one coming out here, covering almost the entire site, but the one little sliver that he wasn't aiming coming out from the 90 hallway, not going to find the kill yet, but OF doesn't know he's there until the C4 comes in, but they're going to get the defuse down either way. Nobody really covering the defuse at the moment. Cass is going to try to push up, see if he can get a cheeky defuse right then and there. Gonna see the head, but OF is going to close it out and win 7-2. Really strong performance there from Relevant. One thing I had noticed is that he wasn't playing aggressive ops. He was playing, you know, ops that they need for plant, like Capital and Thatcher, but somehow he still ended up getting the kills. So really good game there from him, and really good game there from Odin's Finest overall. Miracle did have their moments. I could probably say that 2 of those rounds that they lost should have gone their way. So it could have been a tighter game, but at the end of the day, Odin's Finest is going to close it out.
Yes, and we are joined by Ragnar of Odin's Finest, my friend. Welcome to the party. First question right off the bat. Y'all were in a lot of really, really tough situations. A lot of scenarios where y'all were down 2v3 on y'all's defensive side of the map. What was the key for your team to staying calm and clutching those out?
I would say the communication, brother. Honestly, we were communicating like crazy that game. We play against Miracle all the time. We're pretty good scrim partners, and they know our strats, we know their strats, so we had to mix up a lot of stuff, and yeah, communication was key on that one.
So Relevant obviously had a massive stat line. I don't know if y'all saw this. He was 17, 3, and 4, I think. How crucial was he to your victory today?
Oh, he clutched the very first round, and I think that really set the tone. It kind of screwed over Miracle a bit because I'm sure they were super confident with that 4v1, and then he clutched it up. He's a really good player. We're really happy to have Relevant. He's been with us for a long time now.
Zim, you got any questions for him?
You had a really strong performance on defense. What was it? Besides the first round, you know, Relevant did come in and clutch it, but what was all the strengths there on the defense for Coastline?
Honestly, I think Mira was a big addition because their roam clear was pretty good, but they were kind of one-sided, so we kind of took advantage of that, knowing that like they were basically pushing most of the time. I think from the east, they didn't push Sunrise at all. A little bit upstairs, but like mostly from the east. So I mean that made it a little bit easier to defend, as opposed to like all over the place.
Some excellent insight from Ragnar of Odin's Finest. My friend, you have 30 seconds to shout out whoever you want to. Take it away.
All right, man. Well, obviously Odin's Finest on Instagram, R6 Odin's Finest. Relevant, he's on Instagram as well. Same as Sifix, same as Raven. They're all about it. That's it, man. Honestly, good job to Relevant. I'm sure he's going to watch this and be pretty proud. Sifix, he's our fragger. He does a great job. The defense, you know, it is what it is. It was a good game, and good job to Miracle eSports. That's their Instagram. They're our buddies. We got no hard feelings at all, so.
For sure.
That's it, brother.
That is Odin's Finest moving on to round 3. Miracle dropping to the redemption bracket. We will have another game coming on tonight at 9 Eastern. I've been Diamondback. This has been Zimmer with me. Signing out. We'll see you in 45 minutes.